Hey, my friends. It is January 2026, approaching February, and it feels like it's been a while since I've done a life update. So I wanted to come on here and just let you know what's going on. 2025 was not a spectacular year for me. And as I approach February of 2026, things have not been, I would say, improving. So I'm really coming on here, making this video in a way to kind of help shake things up for myself and have me hold myself more accountable to pursuing the things I want to be pursuing and not allowing myself to get too depressed or wrapped up in frustration over the challenges I am having to finding a full-time job. Now, I have a part-time job doing some catering stuff, and I love that job and the friends I've made from there, but it's just not providing me enough money to be able to sustain my business and cover my bills. So I'm holding on to that part-time job, but I'm also trying to find full-time work. And that has been a serious challenge. But I am determined to not allow myself to continually sink into depression when I submit my resume and cover letter to job after job and either not hear something or hear, well, we've just filled that job, but thanks for your interest. I'll be honest, it is a challenge to maintain my positivity, and I'm trying to use everything within me to stay in that place and really focus on the things that I'm grateful for, and that's really been helpful. But it's just a challenge. But I am determined to find a full-time job so that I can have all of my bases covered in terms of covering my housing and all of my daily needs for myself and for Rusty, and still have time to work on improving my content creation and my writing, and be able to have money to invest in my LLC so that I can get more more tools to work with, because I'm really just trying to be as frugal as possible and not put myself into debt trying to get the content creation and writing stuff going when the logical thing for me is to find a full-time job, 9 to 5, Monday through Friday, so that I can have my free time to devote to the stuff that I really want to be doing. But I know I have to be doing all of this at the same time. So I have been doing little bits of writing almost every day. I'm trying to get to a point of doing it every day. I signed up for this 4-day free course through Hay House, kind of getting information on getting your book published and the different things that are involved with that, as well as kind of some tips, some writing tips. And I thought that it's a good way to kind of, keep my head in the game. So right now I'm working on, for myself, coming up with a writing project to focus on in my everyday writing sessions, if that makes sense. So I'm still trying to come up with a story idea, and once I do that, I'm really just gonna dive into the whole process so that I just kind of get into the habit, working on an outline, mapping things out, and then, get the writing going. And at the same time, I also want to work on improving my content creation, so that I can afford to be able to, get some software or whatever those different things out there are to be able to kind of be more creative with my content stuff. So until then, sorry, I'm doing the frugal path and just being my authentic self as I make these videos. And hopefully you guys will stick along for the journey. Again, this channel is about me having to start my life from scratch and learning to live my best life and putting my focus on believing in myself and achieving the new goals that I have for my life, to become a writer and a content creator full time, because it's really important for me to be able to make a living doing creative stuff that I'm passionate about. But it's a challenge because I realize that until I get to that point where I break through, whether it's getting enough people to become subscribers and reaching that mark of 4,000 viewing hours, then my growing in my content creation is going to be slow. I accept that, which is why I'm trying to find that full-time job. Yeah, I feel like it's a vicious cycle, but I am just plugging away at all three areas, whether it's looking for a job, working on my content creation, working on my writing, and hopefully some area will give and I will get my thing on track in 2026. And I'm hoping that something is going to shift in a positive direction by February. I was hoping it would happen this month. There were 2 job possibilities that I was up for, and one I know I didn't get. The second one I'm still going to keep pursuing and just stay positive about it. But I can't count on that happening because it's not in my hands. But I'm trying to stay grateful for everything that I have in my life and keep moving forward. One of the challenges that I have had to deal with the year ending was with there not being subsidies for the Affordable Care Act and Congress dragging their feet on addressing that. I had to decide to cancel my health insurance, which has me a little nervous, but you know, as a former actor, I've been there where I've been without health insurance and I survived. So I know I will survive this, and hopefully I will find a full-time job that has health benefits that'll take care of that. But having done that, and I kind of officially had it canceled last week because I initially canceled it in December, and then I got an email saying that my insurance was automatically renewed after I canceled it, which made no sense to me, but I was able to get somebody on the phone and they helped me to clear that up. So, you know, as of last Thursday, I'm officially without health insurance. So, having done that, I realized that I have to be smarter about my health. So until I get a job that has health insurance, which isn't a given, as I've noticed applying for a lot of jobs, there are a lot of jobs that don't offer health insurance or a pension plan or a vision plan or anything. Some of them are just, they may have a 401k plan or they might have health benefits, but many don't have anything. You're just lucky that you got the job. So I realize I have to be smarter about being preventative with my health. So I made a decision this week to return to a vegan whole food plant-based approach to eating. So for me, I believe I tried being a vegan a few years back. I don't know if I was ever a vegan while I was doing this channel, but just the other day I was just watching something on YouTube, and then my channel, for whatever reason, went to this woman who has a channel called The Invisible Vegan, and she just started talking about her, becoming a vegan, and of course, through the course of watching, a few of her videos, I realized that it doesn't hurt to really try and clean up my diet, and with being a type 2 diabetic and wanting to reverse that through diet and exercise, I tried the keto approach, and things didn't really move. So I'm going to try, once again, the vegan approach, because if you watch any videos on reversing type 2 diabetes, because I have type 2, not type 1 diabetes. Type 1, I don't know if you can reverse it because your body doesn't make insulin, but I'm not a type 1 diabetic, I'm type 2 diabetic, and that is more based on diet and lifestyle. So it can be reversed because my body does create insulin. It's just not working properly, absorbing it. So I am making a commitment, and I'm using this video as my kind of marker of starting my whole food plant-based vegan diet. So I say whole food plant-based because for the most part I want to focus on whole food plant-based eating, but there is vegan junk food or food that where there's different kind of plant-based products that kind of mimic, like, a burger or cheese, stuff like that, so that you kind of have a transition period to move from eating kind of animal-based to plant-based. So there might be a time where I, have some vegan junk food, but for the most part, I want it to be whole food plant-based. But I just remember when I was vegan before, there was this place, Veganitos, which is basically this company that made Latin food with plant-based ingredients. And there was a carne asada burrito that was plant-based that was really good, and I was addicted to it. So I might try and find them and have that every once in a while as a treat. But for the most part, I want to go whole food plant-based. And one, I'm doing that because I want to seriously reverse my type 2 diabetes. And at the very least, if I'm not able to reverse it, my focusing on reversing it through the whole food plant-based diet will help me stay in a healthier frame of mind and in a healthier body, because I'll be eating much more plants and vegetables and healthier foods. So this week is about me kind of transitioning to the whole food plant-based diet. So any meat that I have will be going to Rusty, because I make his own meals. So he'll be getting the fish and the beef that I'm no longer eating because I'm not going to just throw that stuff away. So this week is kind of me transitioning because I have I love cheese, so I have a lot of cheddar cheese or kind of different types of cheeses. I'm going to go through that first because the idea of throwing out money when I don't have a job just seems stupid to me. So I'm transitioning from my animal based diet to a whole food plant based diet. But I'm transitioning out the foods that I have that I can't give to Rusty. And once those are gone, and it's really just the cheeses that I have to go through. So I'm gonna make some, kind of cheese biscuits kind of stuff out of that I could eat alongside the salads that I've started to eat. But any of the meat that I have that Rusty is able to eat, because I always check what foods, are good for dogs to eat. And I tend to buy that, meat so that I can eat, make it for myself and make something for Rusty. So he will be getting all of my fish and chicken and beef that are in my freezer. And I will be starting eating a lot more quinoa, brown rice, vegetables, and pulling out my books on reversing my type 2 diabetes using a whole food plant-based diet. And watching a lot more videos on the subject. And I will be sharing with you some recipes that I find that are good, delicious, that I'm enjoying. And hopefully that will help me get into a healthier place because despite all the walking I've been doing, I have not been able to move my weight in the direction I want as quickly as I want. So I'm still in the 200, somewhere between 215 to 220, I believe. And it's kind of been stuck in that range, despite all the walking that I'm doing since my car is dead. You would think I would be dropping the pounds, but I haven't. So that really has made me kind of conscious that a lot of the weight holding on has to do with my diabetes, and also some of the discoloration and the pigmentation I discovered are kind of my body's expression of the type 2 diabetes and my higher insulin levels. So I'm really going to I'm giving myself an entire year to do the whole food plant-based diet. And I'm saying that because I want to give myself a real fighting chance to reverse my type 2 diabetes and just live healthier and without having the health insurance to have the checks going. I really want to just be aggressive about being as healthy as possible. And that also kind of includes me kind of getting back to doing more exercising than I've been doing in a while. And I'll be honest, since this is a life update, 2025 has been so kind of overshadowed by my trying to find work that initially I was very positive going after all this. And as time went on, I feel like I kind of fell into a bit of a depression. So while I thought I was kind of on track with things, it became easier to not exercise as much and to have binges of potato chips and sour cream when I should have been just eating healthier. So I know 2025 because, and it may sound like an excuse, and it is an excuse but that's what happened, was I kind of got lost in the stress and depression of not finding the work that, I need to be able to keep the other things going. So I fell off on the positive habits that I've set for myself. And it just feels like a lot of the goals that I set when I started this channel kind of fell to the wayside as I got so, distracted with my need to find a full-time job and not being successful. So, and just the ramifications of all of that on the different goals I set. So, as you can see, well, my hair has been growing a bit, still has room to grow here. I mean, I can feel stubble, but a lot of people are like, dude, you're not going to get that hair back. But I'm refusing to give up on it. And hey, it can't hurt to try to grow the hair back, but I will say the stuff that I'm doing is helping the hair that I have to get healthier, and hopefully, as I continue with massaging, because that's one of those things that fell off with doing the daily massage and using my roller, these things fell off. So when I'm saying I'm giving myself a reboot for 2026, I'm giving myself a total reboot in the hopes that as I get deeper into the whole food plant-based diet, the healthier eating will kind of curtail some of the feelings of depression that I've had and keep me in a positive frame of mind, which will in turn help me to stick to the schedule I have of writing, of working on my content creation, as well as my exercising, my taking care of my hair and my face, and just overall improving my outlook and my health in general through this. So I'm giving myself a reboot for 2026 on all of these areas, whether it's working on my hair, whether it's working on losing the weight, because here's the thing. When you are looking in your mirror, I don't know if you guys have that problem or that issue. I can look in my mirror in my bathroom, and sometimes I will look and be like, oh wow, I look thin. I look like I'm losing weight. Oh wow. But then I go outside, and when I'm walking on the street, you know how your reflection is captured in the glass or mirrors of different, offices. When I am out walking, oh my God, whether it's the angle or what, it's like that glass does not lie. And I look heavy, and I can't disguise it. I'll look in the corner of my eye, I'll be like, God damn it, I thought I was losing weight. So that's my barometer. I don't trust the mirror in my bathroom because it's lying to me. When I see my reflection out when I'm on one of my walks, and I see a slimmer body, that is when I will feel confident that I'm losing weight. And I recognize that a lot of what is stalled is not just my binge eating chips and sour cream, though that is a large part of it. It's also the type 2 diabetes. So that means reducing the amount of oil I use and eating as healthily as possible. And I'll share with you the things I learn as I go on, but I'm really going to make a commitment to, in terms of my diet, being whole food, plant-based, and as healthy as possible. And let's see where things go with that. In another video, I will do something, or I will report what my current weight is, and from there I will kind of mark things. I only say in a future video because I went to get on my scale today, and it's one of those computer things on there, and the battery, it needed to be charged. So it's charging now, so I can't really do it for this video. Okay, so I know I've been rambling, but what I love about having this channel, and this channel being about me starting my life from scratch and learning to live my best life, is that I can use this channel as my opportunity to come clean to whoever is out there watching who cares, and hold myself accountable to my setbacks, to my failures, and to my successes. So I hope as I am making my videos and holding myself accountable and sharing my journey, that is in some way of value to you guys. I know a lot of people who are signed up maybe have signed up because I also, with everything going on in this country right now, I'm a very passionate person when it comes to certain things, and what is going on with this administration, especially what's happening in Minnesota, affects me, and I can't just be quiet about it. So I try in my own way to shed a light on that by going to different marches or rallies in Los Angeles, where I live, and documenting either the march or the rally that is taking place. Now, for these events in Minnesota that have been happening, and the deaths of those poor people who have suffered at the hands of ICE, I wasn't able to go to those marches that were here, but I did go to a rally in Los Feliz and captured that, and I've been sharing that. But I do, share those videos of rallies and marches here in solidarity, to folks in other parts of the country who are dealing with ICE or dealing in some way with this crazy administration. So I know that because those are like shorts that I make, and a lot more people watch my shorts than watch my long form video. But my long form video is where, for the most part, I'm capturing, my life, starting my life from scratch and learning to live my best life. So I'm hoping once I get that full-time job, I will be able to do more things like going to the Friday Night Jazz, which I love doing, but that only is from May until November. I've been doing some series on minority-owned businesses, kind of putting a spotlight on them. And that was, in a way, kind of connecting to the shorts, where I want to help minority-owned businesses stay afloat, because there's such an attack on diversity, equity, and inclusion, that minority-owned businesses are being penalized for their very existence. So I'm trying to help put a spotlight on that with some longer form videos. But at the end of the day, it's a challenge to be living your best life with all of this craziness going on in the country. I mean, who would have imagined that we would be talking about, America blowing up boats in the Caribbean, invading Venezuela, threatening to take over Greenland? It's craziness. And part of that has been a part of my stress as well, because I feel as an American citizen powerless to really do much other than the videos that I'm making, talking about it, making the shorts, showing other people protesting it. And speaking out in whatever way I can against what I feel are injustices being done to immigrants and American citizens alike. So I know I'm rambling, but this life update has been inclusive of all these things that I'm talking about that have kind of put me in this state of mind where fighting depression has been a real challenge. And adding on to that, wanting to get that full-time job so that I have the funding to do the things that I'm passionate about and get my LLC business going with the writing and content creation. All of these things are connected. So I have to do all of them. And the best part of it is making these videos. One, because it helps me kind of get out, these feelings that I have. Hopefully I'm resonating with people around the country, around the world, whoever are watching. And I appreciate the 845 subscribers that I have right now. My goal is to reach 1,000 and then get to the 4,000 hours of public viewing that can only come from you guys. It can't come from me. So those are my goals with making these videos, is hopefully, the compilation of the shorts and these long form videos. I will find things that are of interest that you guys will want to watch and help support me on my journey to monetizing my channel, so that hopefully I can get this channel going once it's monetized to be able to fund itself, and that full-time job might not be necessary. But until I can monetize this channel, I won't know. So I need to get a full-time job so that I have money coming in. So again, I'm already sick of hearing myself talk about the challenges of finding that full-time job. I am trusting in the universe and to my belief system that things are going to fall into place. I am so grateful that I've had support from my family to help me stay afloat as I'm searching for the full-time job, as well as trying to break through with my channel. And I'm just asking you guys out there to please support my channel, watch things to the very end, put my playlist on play all, and you don't have to watch it all if you don't want to. Just help a brother out to get my 4,000 hours of public viewing. What can I say? You don't have to do that. If it's not, if my material is not organically reaching enough people, then it's up to me to work on improving the quality of my content, so hopefully it will reach more people. And that's part of my journey. That's part of the stuff I'm working on. It's just a lot. But I am making this in the same way. I'm making this a marker for improving my health with transitioning to the whole food, plant-based vegan diet. I'm hoping that all of these things being done in conjunction with each other, whether it's my writing, working on my content creation, job hunting, all of these things are going to fall into place sooner rather than later. And the reason I'm saying all this is because there are things I want to do in terms of getting out into the city and exploring things that are out there to see in Los Angeles that may not be covered on other channels. But right now, while I can maybe find some things that are free to do, I feel like I have to be responsible and have a job where money is coming in before I spend what little money I have traveling or doing whatever to make those videos. So it's a catch-22. I try and, whenever I have an opportunity to do something, whether it's with friends or whatever, say, oh, let me see if I can make that into a video and share just the interesting things that there are here in Los Angeles to explore and see. And then once I get that job and eventually I'm able to get a car, I can get a car that allow me to travel outside of Los Angeles and share with you the adventure of living my best life and exploring, the state of California and, other areas that I find interesting and exciting that I want to, experience and share with you. So, okay, I think that is it for this life update. If you can watch my videos and help me get my viewing hours up, I'd appreciate it. Or if you think there's somebody you know that might enjoy some of my videos, please feel free to share my videos, press the like button, leave a comment. All that stuff helps to get my videos in front of new eyeballs. So that's it. Wish me luck with this vegan journey, and I am sure I will be sharing with you the challenges because I'm committed to staying vegan, whole food, plant-based for a year. So that means coming back January, 27th of 2027, still being vegan. I know that's going to be a challenge because I like food. And I like fried food, and I like myself a good piece of chicken. So finding healthier options that I can sustainably do is going to be a challenge. I am just saying that right out. I will be expressing whatever frustrations may come up from that, but I also will be sharing whatever recipes I find that are sustainable for me to do continuously. And also, I will probably be having a frugal bent to my whole food plant-based diet because just from watching some videos that I have over the last few days on vegan cooking, there's a lot of stuff you need to be able to kind of make a sauce or, make a dressing that, things are not cheap in the stores these days. So some of my dishes may be very simple, or, they may be kind of elaborate, but they will be frugally based regardless. So if you're interested in the whole food plant-based diet, I will try and share the information I find, and I'll share whatever recipes I either come up with myself or find, elsewhere and incorporate into my year-long journey. Hopefully, it'll last, beyond a year, but for now, I'm giving myself the year to experiment and dive deep into whole food plant-based cooking so that I reverse my type 2 diabetes, because at the end of the day, I need to reverse my type 2 diabetes, and without the health insurance, I'm going to need to use whatever, tricks I have up my sleeve to stay healthy as possible so that I don't need to see a doctor. All right, so I rambled on enough. I hope you guys will join me on this year's journey into whole food plant-based living, as well as the other things I will be exploring on my channel, whether it's the protest rallies, that usually will be seen in the short versions, or other places that I discover that are interesting, to check out in Los Angeles or wherever it is that I happen to be. So, okay, I will say goodbye to you for now. I hope you guys have a wonderful week. Fingers crossed for this journey I'm starting, and that I will not be working on my scalp in vain. And I have been buying things like saw pimento powder, ashwagandha, different herbs and powders, Ayurvedic, herbs and whatnot that are good for your hair and also good for your health. So one of the things I'll probably be sharing in an upcoming video is learning to make drinks using spirulina or matcha lattes. And I'll see how that goes, because I didn't know that spirulina is one of the best forms, sources of protein, which for a blue-green algae, that's kind of amazing to me. So I got myself a big old container from Amazon of spirulina powder, and I'm going to make a drink out of that I drink every day, because I want to make sure, since I'm not eating meat, that I'm getting enough protein in my diet to take care of the healing process going on within my body, and also having enough excess so that it'll go to my hair. Because one of the things I learned on my hair regrowth journey, which is not over, is that your body takes the vitamins and protein and amino acids from the foods that you eat and prioritizes it to different areas of your body for repair. And unless you have enough of it through your diet, your hair is literally the last part of your body to get the nutrients and the protein it needs to grow. So I know many of you out there will be like, dude, your days of a full head of hair are over. Okay, that may be true, but I'm not going down without a fight. So I got myself the saw pimento powder that I use internally, mixing it as a drink. And I also make a mask with it and puts it on here, because the saw pimento helps with eliminating DHT, which is some hormone created in your body that slowly attacks your hair follicles. Now, the reason why I am not giving up on getting my hair back is because recent articles have been talking about how your hair, when it falls out, isn't necessarily dead, it's just dormant. So it's possible that by kind of increasing the vitamins and minerals in my diet and protein to the extent that it covers the needs of my body, as well as having enough left over to get to my hair, I may be able to stimulate some growth. Because while you can't see it, I can feel hair growth that was not here before. So to me, that means that either I'm not getting enough vitamins and whatnot in my body through my diet to have enough left over for my hair, or I've been so stressed over this last year that has kind of complicated the matter as well. So I'm going to be addressing my mental health, my physical health, and improving the vitamins, minerals, amino acids, protein, everything that's needed to kind of get things running optimally. So I'm laying out a big task for myself with this year, but I'm hoping in a way that as I focus on all of these things that I have to do, that they will work to keep me in a positive frame of mind, and that things will break through in a positive way, so that 2026 will be a much more productive year. Now, I don't know if you guys believe in horoscopes and all that, but I was born under, in Chinese astrology, the fire horse, and this is a year of the fire horse. So hopefully that means this is my year to succeed and to grow. And look, I'm grabbing for anything that keeps me in a positive frame of mind. So if you watch this video, you know what this channel is going to be focused on for the rest of this year. So hopefully you will stay on, whether it's for the protest videos or for my vegan lifestyle or for the different things I'm doing to live my best life as I start my life from scratch. I hope you guys all will stay on board and root me on to making the best out of the rest of my life and using this channel to motivate myself to get there. So that's it. I know I keep saying that's it, but that's really it. Besos. I love you guys. Please take a look at my channel. If there's stuff you haven't seen, give it a watch. Leave a comment. Leave a like. I'd really appreciate it. And I will talk to you guys all soon. Again, besos.